It's always bothered me how people say that the probability of uh, escaping the hook by yourself as a survivor is 4%. While it is the base probability, you actually have 3 attempts, right? So the real probability would have to add up the time when you don't unhook yourself the first time, but you do the second one, and then the time when you do not unhook yourself the first 2 times, but you do unhook yourself the third time. So the calculation gives around 11.53%, which is still pretty bad. But I've always wanted to. I always like to mess around with some builds. Some weird builds, some maybe underrated perks, offerings or whatever, or maybe some perks that only work well if you use them in conjunction with other things. So yeah, I did a little bit of research in the Dead by Daylight wiki, and it turns out what the game defines as luck simply means the chances of escaping the hook by yourself as a survivor. So up the ante, for instance, this perk actually gives you 9% extra chance, boosting it up to 13% probability of escaping the hook. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you actually add more attempts, which you can with Slippery Meat, you can add 3 more attempts to escaping the hook. You actually get a probability of almost twice that 11.5. Well, almost. It's 21.7. But anyways, still pretty bad. And with Up the Ante, you can get it up to 34.15%. But Up the Ante actually increases that probability by to all other survivors, right? So if everyone is running Up the Ante and everyone else is alive, everyone is alive, that probability becomes 4 times that 9%, but plus the base 4%, so it becomes 40%, which means you will be able to escape the hook 78.4%. All you need is 4 people to run Up the Ante. The thing is, if you get in a Survivor Friends lobby and you try this, the probability of it working for all survivors in the same match is 37%, 38% almost, which is not that great. You will just go into second stage, like 1 or 2 survivors will go into second stage a lot of the time for it not to be really worth it. So let's add up this offering. Vigo's Jar of Salty Lips, whatever, which considerably increases luck. Okay, we know what luck is. Considerably means 3% extra, right? So your luck will just go up by 3%. But if 4 survivors are running that offering, 4 survivors use that offering, you will actually get 12% more. So that the 40% we had earlier plus 12% will give you 52% probability of escaping the hook, which is pretty good. It gives you around 89% chance of escaping the hook and 62.5% chance of everyone in the team escaping the hook the same match. I would say that's still not really worth it. Like a lot of the time, like about a third of the time, at least one survivor will go into second stage. So yeah, but if you add back up Slippery Meat and you actually have 6 attempts, it goes up to a ridiculous 98.78%. That's like almost 99% chances of escaping the hook, and 95% probability of everyone in the same match escaping the hook. I would say it's worth, as kind of a fun build to run if you can, find a Survivor Friends lobby, a format of Survivor Friends lobby. These numbers are pretty ridiculous in my opinion, and it'll be really funny, seeing something like this with like insta heals and death hard whatever. I don't know, the decisive strikes. This would be pretty oppressive for Killer Man. It would be like, why does everyone copy? And then if he pays attention to the build, he will be like, wait, really? But yeah, it would be pretty funny. So just to close things up, if you have been looking at the formulas by any means, if you're nerdy enough to do that, see if you can come up with a general formula that takes into account any amount of attempts and any probability to escape the hook, to calculate what will be the total probability of you escaping the hook in any of the attempts. You can rewind the video. I will show the answer in a bit, but see if you can come up with it by yourself if you want, obviously, if you're nerdy enough. So yeah, here's the answer. Obviously, correct me if you spot any sort of mistake, or if you think, if you don't know exactly why the answer is like this, but it makes perfect sense, at least to me. And yeah, so bye bye.